All right. Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about Semiramis, however you prefer to say it. To me, it's Semiramis. And her two snakes. Her two sets of wisdom. We see her in many different forms, and there's a bunch of confusion over this. And I'm going to tell you what it means to me. You'll see this one, the two sets of knowledge. And there's another one that she's actually got two serpents in her hand. Anyway, it is the original that the one here was made from. It's the woman holding two snakes. Snakes always means wisdom or knowledge. And she's telling you there are two. One on the left, one on the right. One as above, so below. The sun and the moon. It has many dualistic meanings. It has a special one to me, because I see what's happened. What they bibble-babbled us, and what they did to it. And they took a great ancient wisdom and made it profane. They did it to the medicine wheel. If you'll see this wheel here, the black is opposite the white. But on 99% of them, the black and the white are side by side. Okay, they changed the way the medicine wheel set up. And to me it has two meanings. One was before the flood. Before the flood, the sign of water touched the sign of earth. After the flood, that no longer occurs. Now, earth is always between air and fire, and water can't touch it. That's why water will never destroy the earth again, and the next time it will be destroyed by fire, which will occur when Earth meets fire in Capricorn, Sagittarius. You're looking at about 7,000 to 8,000 years in the future. To me, nature speaks to me. Years ago, when I was on the reservation, all kind of snakes and creatures out there that I wasn't accustomed to. This is a coral snake. This is a coral snake. And we had little sayings that we were taught on how to know the different snakes and the ones to stay away from. As kids, we were just afraid of all of them, right? I walked around with little garden snakes in my pockets. But my sister was terrified of snakes. Well, when I moved back to the reservation later in life, I had gone to the store and come home one day, and as I crossed my drive, it was the biggest freaking coral snake I had ever seen in my life. It wasn't super fat, but it appeared to be almost 20 feet long. It was longer than my car, and that freaked me out. So I went and got my husband, and I brought him back up there to kill this coral snake. Yellow on red, you're already dead. That's what I remember about this snake. And that's what I saw. I saw the yellow on red, you're already dead. Very deadly viper. When I got my husband and we went back out there, what we saw this time, what was visible, was this snake. This is a king snake. If it's black on white, you're all right. And that was the thing. Yellow on red, you're already dead. Black on white, and you're all right. What I was seeing was a king snake that's not poisonous eating a coral snake. I saw the good snake, the king serpent, the king wisdom, eating the coral, the deadly viper. He was eating him alive. He had his head in his mouth and was choking him down. I just seen the tail end of this guy, and I was assuming it was the whole snake. But I saw this one eating the other one. The good boy. This one comes along. In my understanding, nature, everything around you speaks to you, if you can pay attention to it. And in my understanding, this wisdom, the king snake wisdom, will consume the coral snake wisdom. And this woman holds both. She's holding them both. So to me, I'm not really concerned about, like I said, the New Age movement, all the false doctrine out there, all the false religions, all the bibble babble. It's all going to go away. And we really don't have to do anything, because the king that's coming, this king serpent, and the wisdom that is coming will consume this deadly shit that has been preying upon all of us. That's what's going to happen. We do not have to do it. When you see the sign of Aquarius, the way the Greeks wrote it out, you will notice over the back of his shoulders and his arms appears to be a serpent, just like in Libra. In one depiction, that snake across his shoulders is how he carries the water. They used to put the stick on their back and balance the water, right? He's the water bearer. And that's how they done it. And the same turn, the same way they hid it in Libra. In Libra, that didn't exist. It was a serpent in an eagle's claws, not a pair of balances. But if you look at that pair of balances, you can still see the hidden serpent, the hidden wisdom of the heavens. And that's what she's holding. On one side of her, if this is Virgo, let's say this is the woman in the heavens, on one side of her is Libra, but directly across from her, the king, the wisdom, is Aquarius. She sits beside, she's black. She sits beside the yellow sign of Leo. And the red sign, they're black, yellow, black, red, and white. See, yellow on red, you're already dead. All of these little rhymes, all of these little things they taught us. But when I saw that occur, when I saw the king snake eating that coral snake, it left an impression in my mind that I've never forgotten. It's always been there. I always remember that. The colors are so vibrant. It's just something you would never forget. Several times in my life, I have actually done several videos about snakes. I ran upon the rattlesnake that I didn't want to hurt the rattlesnake. I was trying to get a stick and pick it up and take it out of the road. But when I put the stick under the belly of the snake, that rattlesnake turned around and it tried to strike the stick, but it struck itself. Its fangs got caught in its own body, and then it was just a matter of time. It killed itself. It killed itself. And to me, and that's Rat-El. It's the rat god, right? It's that, I'm not even going to say that word. I'm not going to use that. It's the rat god. But to me, that's what's going to go down. The profane knowledge that's out there, the bibble babble, all the upside down science, the upside down math, the upside down everything they're using, gematria, linguistics, it's all crap. But we're going to get a new language restored unto us. To me, it will be symbolic. We will go back to the original symbolic language that was given to the people of earth before the bibble babble. They're telling you the bibble babble was brought in at Babylon. That is Molech, the god of fire, the I am, the burning bush, the God of the Old Testament. He brought in hate. He brought in the law. The law is what creates sin. Without the law, there was no sin. Now, a lot of us are walking around today, I'm including myself in this, that we have this law that must be abided by, your rules, your law. And I'm including myself again. Most of it's profane. But we've been programmed and taught that. Our shadow work is to get rid of that. To get rid of that profane out of our life. To realize that when we do something or we see something, that there is some type of lesson to be learned there. When we do not learn those lessons, we repeat, repeat, repeat. I've had this repetition pattern in my life, and I could not seem to break the cycle. I didn't understand. I do now. I understand the cycle. I went through it enough times, I finally seen the common denominator. And it was in my face the whole time. It was in my face the whole time. It was so close, I couldn't see it. It's like your eyelashes or your eyebrows. They're so close to your eyes, you can't even see them. But I do now. And I hope I continue to wake up on many, many things. But our buddy the king snake here. This is our friend. And if you notice, the yellow is gone. There is no fire god here. He's done away with. You have the water god, the earth god, and the sky god. This guy, he has no water god. He's got earth, fire, and air. And that's the difference between the two. That's the wisdom given by these snakes. It will also help you see clearly which way the medicine wheel is supposed to work. White, red, black, or yellow, black, red. Yellow on red, you're already dead. Black on white, you're all right. Think about what I'm telling you here. And I want you to start paying attention. It's like different color birds. I had a pair of cardinals when I lived on the reservation that visited me every single day. Every single day. 2 males, 2 of the red ones, 2 male cardinals. And when I moved back to Alabama, I knew I was going to miss those birds. And ironically enough, when I moved back there, I had 2 more cardinals that visited me daily. 2 males, again, 2 red. I was positive there's no way it could have been the same ones. That birds don't migrate like that. I know they do get thrown way off course. It's like when Katrina hit. When Katrina hit New Orleans, the swamps of Louisiana migrated up to Arkansas and Oklahoma. And I was down on close. I was in that Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma little triangle there, Texas, down from Texarkana. So I watched. A matter of fact, Audubon came in because a species of woodpecker that was considered dead showed up on the reservation. All kinds of eagles and herrings, and there were so many finches of thousands of colors. It looked like a tropical aquarium swimming in the sky. It was one of the most amazing things I'd ever seen, was the migration of millions of birds of all different species running from that hurricane. And they all migrated up north and west because the hurricane goes north and east. And I can't tell you what was dumped on the reservation at that point. All kind of animals, and especially the birds, because they came first. But more came after that, all kind of species that generally we were not accustomed to in that environment. Where I was is where the desert met the mountains. And these creatures came out of the swamps. They really didn't belong in that environment. These big nutria that were coming up. That I don't even know how they could survive without the water that species is accustomed to. But one of my greatest memories was watching that king snake devour that coral snake. And I know in my lifetime that I'm watching this happen with these two wisdoms, the profane and then what I call the true wisdom of the heavens and the earth, and the good one, the new one coming, which is the original one, the first is the last, is going to consume that profane knowledge. There's no need to attack it. There's no need to hate it. There is a need to understand it for what it was. And that knowledge served its purpose. It wasn't in vain. Even that profane knowledge served its purpose to get humanity through those dark ages. I want to do one more thing. On the wheel, on the zodiac, so that we're clear about which God is speaking. Because you don't know. From verse to verse in the Bible, you have to determine whether it's earth, fire, water, or air. And then you'll know which God is speaking under that. But on the wheel, you have Aquarius and Capricorn. And at the bottom, here you will have Cancer. Did I do that right? And Leo. They make an X. Aquarius matches Leo and Cancer matches Capricorn. Aquarius and Capricorn are both ruled by Saturn. But Leo is ruled by the Sun, and Cancer is ruled by the Moon. And they oppose each other, right? Moon. Now, if you want to say there's a God of this world, it's the Sun. Because nothing can exist without it. But in the Bible, there's a statement that in that day you will have no need of the sun or the moon. You will have no need of Leo and Cancer, for I am with you. Aquarius and Capricorn, ruled by Saturn. Saturn's considered androgynous because Aquarius is masculine and Capricorn is feminine. When the heavenly sign is masculine, it is feminine upon the earth. When the heavenly sign is feminine, it is masculine upon the earth. For the last 2,500 years, the heavens have been ruled by the feminine. So the male dominates below. That is changing. But it's changing in such a way because Saturn is androgynous. And it doesn't mean transgender or any of this. This is simply a phase that we go through as we switch polarities. There is no right, there is no wrong. It is a mixture of frequencies. When you hear the word frequency, you have to frequency. To frequency is to free the quintessence of a thing. To bring out the best. It is alchemy. It is the philosopher's stone is red in Aquarius. It is the air sign. It's the red stone. And it belongs to Saturn. So does the black stone. They both belong to Saturn. I hope this helped some of you see a little bit better about these two different knowledges, two different wisdoms, two different understandings, two different perceptions. We're getting a lot of it as you move from understanding the Bible as a religious book to understanding it as an astrology manual. It is not a religion. It is not something to be venerated. It is not something to be worshipped. It is something to be learned. And go bank some good karma. Saturn requires it of you. Or you can continue to serve Ares, the god of hellfire and brimstone. Or, as the Masons, continue to serve Venus and the god of the earth in Egypt. Or you can continue to serve the water god of Jupiter and the deception and lies of this age. Jupiter walks in fear. He knows his time is up. Jupiter will end this age, and then when Saturn is finished, Jupiter will return with fire. And that's that story. But it is by no means a religion or something that you should wrap your whole life around and devote to the way the church has done. It should not have been, it should have been a classroom. It never should have been a religion. You'll also understand why, when Jesus cast out the evil demon from the man into the swine, listen to the word, he cast them into the swine, and the swine cast themselves into the sea, into the water, into the peoples. The swine is the knowledge of the wine. And what do the Catholics do? Did you get your crackers and wine today? Have you been absolved? Well, that's just how I see it. Hope I didn't step on anybody's toes. If you had something to add to this information, put it in the comments section or make a video and send us a link so that we can all have a better understanding of all of this symbolic knowledge and iconography.